Alright, my friends, so we are going out for a ride. Second ride for me, first ride for you. We're checking out the new, we're doing two videos. We're going to put one out today, one tomorrow. We're going to do, the video today is going to be the this new 4K boost lens, but it shoots in a cool like 4x3, so you get this extra height on it, which means that you can move kind of the camera up and down if you want, because it's actually, as far as I can tell, actually higher resolution than just your standard 4K. So we got a whole bunch of the 360 cameras on the bike right now. There's my X2 and then the One R, and we're gonna see how this looks. Yeah. Okay, so I'm hoping the audio is coming through okay. I haven't really tested it. I'm using my old mic, but I do have the mic adapter and everything for the RS, so we should be good. So we'll do a little ride. You guys can see I got those cameras recording. Get my pants up, 'cause that's important. That's what they say. It's important. Oh, bike feels heavy today. Bike feels heavy today. Yep. See if I can get around here. Maybe it would just be better for me to scooch up through here, maybe. Yes, better. Sometimes you take a different route because you have to. All right. Let's go this way. All right, so you got some audio, you got some video, and what I like about, and I've been playing around with this new 4K boost lens, especially in this new like 4x3 mode, is that you don't have to have it framed perfectly. That was one of the things I really liked about like the 360 cameras. As you can notice right now, that that 360 camera is pointed pretty much up my crotch, because it seems to be the best place to point it. But it's kind of windy today. But the 360 was nice because it didn't matter, right? You could you point it wherever and it captures everything, and you could frame it later. And for the most parts, that's what I would do. I would just let her go and frame it in post. But you don't get 4K. You get like 1080, right? Which I upscale, which is fine. But this guy right here is shooting 4K, and it's not like if you look at traditional 4K, it's like 3840 by 2160 or something like that. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. But this is actually shooting 4000 by 3000. So you actually get more resolution even on the width, and you definitely get more resolution on the height, but that height is going to be, cropped when you decide to crop into like your 16 by 9. Hopefully that all makes sense to you guys. But you are getting 4000 and the ability to move the camera around, which that's to me is the big one, right? The ability to move the camera around. So as long as I'm getting the width that I want, I think this would be really good, because it's the width for me that I think is the most important, right? I like having that width out there, so that you can see the whole front of the motorcycle. You can see all the handlebars. There's a car coming there. I think you can beat them. A little gravelly there. It's okay, right? But you can see the handlebars. Like, I want to be able to see my mirror in the shot. I want to be able to see everything that I'm seeing. Now, do I have the ability to see completely right and left, which is what I like to be able to do with the 360 cameras? No, but is that a big deal? No. And just so you guys know, this is my lovely little village, town, community, whatever you want to call it, that I live in. Not very big. We can pretty pretty much go around the whole thing in like 4 minutes probably. So we'll do a slight little tour, just far enough for me to go, and then I'm gonna do a second video which is gonna come out tomorrow, and that video is we're gonna do the same kind of thing. Actually, I'm gonna shoot it all today, but the same kind of thing, but we're gonna shoot with the Boost Lens new 6K. So the concern with that, of course, is that I definitely need to make sure that I am framing my shot right. So I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do about it, but it should shoot super wide, which could be really, really cinematic. And of course, I don't know what it's going to be like for like vertical width, right? So if that height, vertical width, is that a thing? Vertical width for the height. Be curious kind of to see, which I will see when I get home and take a look at it. But you do get that extra width, which could be really cool. So we're going to actually do this ride. We're about halfway, and then we're going to switch the settings on the camera, and then you guys tomorrow can see what the 6K mode looks like. Now, the other thing to realize too is that the two 360 cameras that are going right now, like the Insta360 R and the X2 that's behind me, both of those are shooting 360 footage, which also means that they really come in at about 1080. It's not that big of an upscale when I'm going from 1080 to 4K. That's a little bit of an upscale, but not too bad. But when I'm doing the 6K, that's a big upscale, right? That's going from 1080 up to 6K, so that's a lot. So I think we're good. Yep. So very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And it's always funny because, you know, especially the first few rides of the year, you can't really remember completely where everything is. And I keep going to grab something in my helmet and I hit the camera because I'm like, oh yeah, right, camera there. I went out the other day, just talking to myself a little bit. I went out the other day when you guys, I did a vlog video where we put the windshield on Mary's bike, and then I took my bike out of the shed. If you guys saw that, if you didn't, you should go watch it. But we did go out for a ride. It was a little colder than it is now, and as you'll notice, I have Oxford heated grips. So of course I was like, this was like the first time since we moved that I was like, oh, I'm gonna try my heated grips, because I put my bike away because the registration ended, because it was registered in Ontario and I didn't register it here in Nova Scotia until this last week. So this was the first time, or the other day was the first time that I took it out where it was cold. So I go to actually turn it on, and I realize, you guys, I don't know if you can see that, all the wires are frayed. They're not there. So I ended up having to get myself a new controller. So I just ordered that on the weekend. So hopefully it'll be here maybe come the end of this week. I doubt it, since it may get to Halifax in like overnight, but from Halifax to here it takes like 3.5 years. Because I don't know why. Anyways, it'll be nice to have that, because if you go for a ride in the morning, like this morning when I woke up, it was like 3 degrees. So it can be cold in the morning. And if I do, for those of you that remember, if I do start doing the motorcycle training courses, I have to drive into Halifax, and I think the course starts at 9, which means I need to leave my house probably around somewhere between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning, just to get there on time, let alone get there and do any kind of setup or be able to just stretch and relax for a few minutes, etc., etc. So it could be chilly. So heated grips could be a real beneficial thing, and something that I'm like, yeah, no, I kind of want that. I want that for sure. Yep. So that's on its way, and I'm trying to figure out now maybe if I want to mount it somewhere differently, or just mount it a different way so the cable doesn't get kinked as much. Maybe I'll just mount it on its side. It doesn't have to be like Oxford on the bottom. Just the cable comes out the air so it doesn't get kind of pushed up against the tank, because it could have been that did it, but who knows. Again, you know, the movers that we had that brought our stuff from Ontario to here, so many of our stuff was damaged, and they were just like, too bad. It was funny because they're like, so here's all your stuff. You have like 10 days 10 days to do any kind of complaints about it. And but who unpacks, like when you're working, who can unpack a whole house in 10 days? Like, I guess if your only goal was to unpack in 10 days, but you know, that wasn't us. So we got some of the stuff that was slightly damaged, and of course we just ate it. So whatever. I'm gonna start looking for a turnaround spot. You guys, this is Lighthouse Road, and I've always wanted to take it, but I keep looking that way, and I don't necessarily see any lighthouses down Lighthouse Road. I could be completely wrong. Maybe there's a lighthouse at the bottom of that hill. Maybe I should go down there sometime, take a look. Now the other thing I'm going to start doing, because since I'm going to be probably riding my motorcycle hopefully more often, my plan is once a week for sure, and that's once a week that I do a little motorcycle vlog video where I just yap with you guys. Probably more if I'm going to Halifax to do this training course. I could be riding my motorcycle depending on weather, more often, because it's 2 days a week, even though you only need to train a minimum of 5 times. So we'll see how many times I want to actually do that throughout the summer, because the weekends are the only time I get to hang out with Mary and Harley, and I kind of wish they had training during the week, because then I could be like, oh great, I can do that when Mary's at work. But it doesn't seem like that's a thing right now. Maybe down the road it will be, but that's okay. Anyways, I'm thinking I'll put a poll or a post up in the community section of the channel, and just be like, okay, so what's our topic? What's our topic this week? And then we can yap about whatever you decide is the topic. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put up, like, on Monday, I'll put up the you guys let me know what the topic is for the week, and then I'll pick like the top 3, and maybe I'll talk about those 3 depending on how long the video is going to be, or we'll actually just be like, okay, let's this one came in at number 1, so we'll focus on that one. This one came in at number 2, we'll focus on that one, etc. And you guys are getting way more talking from a motorcycle camera testing video. Oh, and also I was going to this week, but I don't know if I'm going to do it this week because I think it's supposed to rain the next few days. I was going to test the Cam Park and the XTU, I think it's called, XTU Max Pro camera on the motorcycle, and I am going to, but I have to wait till we get more sun. Now, if it is sunny tomorrow, I'll take one of those out and do a motorcycle test on it. If it's not, again, it'll have to wait. Now I'm like looking for a spot to kind of spin around, but I don't think this road has much spin around spots, so we may actually have to drive all the way into the Windsor area just to figure out where there's a turnaround spot. And I have to say, and just so some of you may have watched my motorcycle riding with shorts video. I'm promoting my old video. See how I'm doing that? I'm actually wearing those shorts underneath these because I was wearing them in the house, and then I was just like, I'm going for a ride, so might as well put them on, because then when I get home, I'm right back into shorts again. Yep, living the dream. And I love this area. If I would have seen this area, I think when we were buying a house, I wish we would have been able to come here when we bought our house. We could see it. I would have looked at something over here for sure. Got this. Look at that view. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, that's pretty for sure. All right, so we're going to be dipping underneath the highway here. I think dipping underneath the highway pretty soon. A little. Yep. Oh, slowing down. Yep. Ba-dum. A little spot there. Railroad tracks. I hit that last year at one time. I think it was the first time I was riding. I didn't realize it had that much of a dip. I'm pretty sure at least one of my tires came off the ground. Yeah, it was fun stuff. And this road here, there's a bog road. Last year it was a mess. but they were working on it, so I wouldn't mind going down it again just to see if it's they fixed it. Maybe that's something I'll do this coming week, just to see if it's all been paved, because yeah, it was not a great road. It could be a great road, like it's a lovely road, it's all like a back road, but it was so bumpy and so many potholes, and just the road was, it's like it was paved at one point, but it was just destroyed, and it was really actually quite difficult to ride a motorcycle on. It was actually quite brutal to ride just a car down, let alone a motorcycle. All right, I'm looking for a spot. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here, and you guys again can see what this footage looks like normally right here, and then you guys can see when we crop it what we can do. Again, the nice thing about this is that I can pan this upwards if I want to see something up higher, or I can pan it down so you guys can see something lower, right? That's pretty sweet. Yeah. All right, guys. Links to the Insta360 camera that I'm using right now. Again, this is the RS that's on my face. This is the R on my handlebars, and I have the X2 that's trailing behind me. And that's it. Links down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the little notification bell, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the 6K version of this video. All right, guys. Later.